Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at Groovebox by Ampify Innovation, and I am going to pay particular attention to the DRUMBOX. Now you get DRUMBOX, Horizon, Synth, Minimum, Retro Bass and a Poly A. I've done loads of videos with Groovebox. I really like it. In fact, you can build up a really nice kind of groove or a beat or a piece of music if you like, and export the whole thing as separate stems. The DRUMBOX is really cool. You can do some really great stuff. Now there are lots and lots of kits you can buy. I've bought a few. I don't get anything free. I'm going to use the last kit that I bought, I think was here we go, mine, and was this vintage reggae kit. I'm going to choose this. Now as soon as you click on a pattern, it's going to start to play, and you can choose to load that pattern in if you want to, if you click on this gear icon and when it says always load pattern. But I'm going to turn that off because I don't want to use this pattern, but it's nice to audition them, right? We can go pick a nice starting point. That's cool. So I'm going to load the drum kit, okay, and go back to my page here. It's gonna just go up, and this is the drum machine here, and you'll see it's going over 1 bar. Okay, this is where we can choose the tuning. This is more relevant obviously for the synthesizers. We can choose the speed here. Let's speed this up to 90 BPM. You can switch the metronome on and off anytime you like. And you have a mixer. Well, we only have one instrument, the DRUMBOX. Now, you can do a lot of cool stuff with this. So I've got this going over 1 bar. I'm going to click on this little 3 dots here, and I'm going to choose 2 bars. Now, you can go up to 8 bars, but for the purposes of the video, 4 bars is going to be absolutely fine. You can go in here now, and you can audition any of the drums. Let's give this a little bit of volume. Let's go into our mixer here and just turn our drums up a little bit for this. Okay, so there's our drum, there's our sequence. Let's go and make this into a pattern, right? So you want to put, you can see it's tracking over the bottom here, over 2 bars. And we can almost see it all, but we need to scroll along to see the whole thing, okay? So let us put in 4 kicks. Okay? So you can enter notes via the grid, like this, and build your pattern up that way. Or you can go back to this page here, and you can tap the screen to enter, or you can use your MIDI keyboard or MIDI pads or whatever. Okay, you can have it snap to grid, okay, so you can have it snap input, or you can have it freestyle, so you can get a kind of really cool boom bap approach where things aren't quite sitting on grid. And this will apply to each layer that you decide to record, right? So if we start with something really simple like that, hit record anytime you like, and now you're in record mode, right? So whatever you do is going to record. So let's record that beat. And now we've got it, and it's snapped to the grid, okay? We can now turn snap off and have it free running, and I'll just throw in a few notes here and there. And you'll see they're just totally off grid. I'm going to stop record, go into my editor here and remove those notes that I didn't want. So we can just tap on them to remove them. Like this. See what happens. You see they're all off grid there. Very cool. And because we're not on snap, we can add a note in and kind of just move it however we wish. That is really, really good stuff. So let's just play what we've got now. Let's put snap back on. So snap input now. This is where you can change. Let's stop this. This is how you can change how it works. So I'm going to switch this on to loud, and you've got horizontal. So sorry, horizontal is like your resolution of your grid. Narrow. So now you've got super narrow control. You can go into triplet mode. So we could say add some cool hi-hat triplets. So if our grid is on triplet here, we can go right with, let's add some triplets on that hi-hat. So on the other drums we've recorded, they're not recorded in triplet mode, obviously. And yeah, that's fine. Let's see what that sounds like. And let's go back to normal here. And you've got narrow triplets as well. In fact, let's go to narrow triplets. And on that very last part of the bar, let's stop that a sec. On that very last part of the bar here, this part here, let's put in those narrow triplets on most of those spaces there. And let's see what this sounds like now. Very cool. Right, okay. So that's how you can set your grid resolutions. We're going to leave it on loud. I'm going to put this back to normal and maybe put in a few other bits. But first of all, I'll just keep this pattern as it is. Now, if we click on this icon here, let's go back to our drum view as well. If we click on this, you'll see that now we can add other instruments, and you can see that the pattern is 2 bars long. Okay, so it'll change. Very cool. Let's long hold this. Okay, and now you get a selection of stuff. We can delete the pattern, copy the pattern, edit the pattern. Just takes us back into our editor. Go back to our thing here and go to the actual pattern. Hold this and go duplicate select section. Sorry. And this is going to give us an identical pattern. So in this first pattern here, and then we can change. Now we have to change manually. Groovebox doesn't have song mode, but when you export your stems, it exports everything. So select the second pattern, right? And let's go in here and go back to the main page. We can make adjustments to any of this stuff now, but there's a key thing for this. If you want to make adjustments that want to be changed. So say, for example, if I do this now, if I change this filter, like that, right? And I go back here and go back to this. You see that the filter is applied to that as well. So to make changes that affect the different scenes, select the pattern you want, like this. In fact, let's go back to this first one just for a sec and open that filter up, right? Let's go back to our second pattern and look at it now. So now we're on pattern 2. If I want this filter or anything else to be affecting just this scene, it's very important. I need to press record. And now this is going to record everything I do here. Okay, so watch. Record. And I'm going to put some delay on the whole kit, right? So and now I've put a delay on the second part of this pattern, right? So this is important because look, if record isn't on, any changes you will make will affect all the scenes and the drum kits in all the patterns. Press record to make adjustments per pattern, per scene, if you like. Go back here and now there'll be no delay. See, nothing If we go to our second pattern, you'll see that there's a modulation there. Now, to remove a modulation, you can either hold record and do this, keep hold of it and keep it pressed down until it's done a complete cycle. That's tedious. Stop record, or once you add any kind of modulation, you'll get this highlight come up and you can click on this and see all the modulation that's been added to a particular pattern. So all we need to do is swipe left, oops, and it's gone. Okay, I'll add some more automation because I did that too quick. So let's put this on now. Choose this. And if we move over, we've got the waveform view. Look, so this will change. And we can do some things just to that sound. We can pan it. Double click to reset. Is it double click to reset? I'm not sure it is. Yeah, double click to reset. But this will change. These two things, this waveform and sound, will change per sample. But we'll look at this one, right? So maybe I just want to add some delay to this snare. Okay, we'll go to our delay, drag our thing down to something a bit quicker, and turn the feedback up so we get kind of a dub effect. So let's record that modulation in, right? So hit record. I'll do it on the second one now. Turn it down, and you'll see modulation has been applied. But only to this scene, not our first one. If you go and check out the first one, you'll see there's none of that delay going on a drum. Okay. And if we go to our second one where we've added the modulation in, you'll see that we've got our delay. Now, if we go in here, and this time slowly swipe across, not so quick, you can delete that, right? So choose delete and then carry on with the swipe. And if you had a load of automation, you could just choose to delete all like that. Okay, so very cool, dead straightforward. But this opens up a huge world of possibilities. So let's go back here. Sorry, I'm just going to go back to my drum kit here. I'm going to go to my first pattern and play. And I'm going to open DrumBox for this one. Scroll along here. And I'm going to go to the filter, right? Now, don't forget, I'm not on record. So if I move the filter now, it's going to move my second scene as well. But I'm going to hit record here. In fact, first of all, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to make this 4 bars long. So go into here and just go 4 bars. And it duplicates the length to those 4 bars now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some filtering. So press record. As soon as you press record, it will start playing, by the way. So I'm just going to drag this down for now. And as soon as it comes back round, right? So stop record, because everything you move will record. Now, because I did this on record, it will not have affected our second pattern, right? So if we do this now, we get a filter sweep. We stop that now for a minute. We'll jump to our next pattern. And now we're off. And it's just playing that pattern. And then we can go into our drum box on the second pattern and we can start to mess around with stuff. So where's this, our hi-hat here? We could do some panning modulation for the hi-hat. Let's wait till it comes around again. But it means we can also adjust everything else as well. We could say, well, okay, maybe we want a bit of and maybe a bit longer of a delay. Okay, cool. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying in case you want to do that, you can. Right, so this is our second pattern. We can, of course, do what we did with this one and make it 4 bars long. Or we can just long hold this and then let's just duplicate that selection so it moves to the next one. And now we can continue. Let's add some stuff into this pattern right now. I am going to go back to the drum machine and go to this, and I'm going to increase this one to 4 bars. But now I'm going to start adding some stuff in. Now I can play in which is this. So just delay on. Like this. I'm going to add that in as well. So hit record. Stop record. Go to this one again. And just put a few of those in with a really long delay. Or maybe okay. The idea is to make quite a busy pattern, so okay, I've now recorded that in. Record off. This is our filtered one, right? So when we start, just our ordinary pattern. And this one's got some extra bits and pieces added. Here's a cool thing, right? Let's long hold on this, duplicate this selection, and now we're working on this fourth one, right? So if we scroll back to the end, the length is very cool. Listen. Now that has affected all of our drum boxes because we haven't hit record. So I'm going to hit record. I can drag this down anytime I like. And just make sure I hold it in place while it completes one cycle of the pattern. Okay, and now when I release the hold or your finger, you'll get this little modulation indicator. Now we can stop, record and play around with some other stuff. We could do this with this one, or we can go in, long hold, duplicate that selection, go back in here now to our DRUMBOX for that section sort of thing, play around with the pitch a bit. So or maybe we want that to be like that the whole time. So let's hit record, set it to a pitch we like. Just hold on till it's completed at least one cycle. You can of course move this around, it's up to you, but there you go. And now we've got this pitch applied. Let's stop this now. Maybe we want to do some reverb to the entire mix. Like that, so hit record. Now, okay, very cool. Let's stop record so we're not doing any more automation to this. Let's go in here. Let's long hold this and go duplicate selection, and this will just be a duplicate of what we've just done, of course. Go back in here now, hit record, make sure we hold that record effect, the reverb effect, until it's completed one complete cycle to stop that reverb. Cool. Take the pitch back up or modulate it. So I'm going to hold it then until it's completed one cycle, so I'm not making any movement to it. Cool, I'm still in record, and let's push up the actual length and hold. See, that did a bit of movement there. Go to distort. Let's just see what this sounds like. I'll stop record. So that's going to have been applied to everything unless I hit record. And now modulating this. Modulating that. And I'm going to add in some extra hits here. Hang on. Stop record, go back here, and our filters coming in. One where we change the length. So you get the idea. Tons and tons and tons of possibilities just by using the record function and automating the pattern as you're going through. Like I said, you can choose a particular sample and play with that. You can automate literally everything. And don't forget, now we've got tons of automation going on. You can open this now and you'll see there's loads of stuff we've automated in this particular scene, and we can take away any of it we like. It's very cool and easy to use. You could also, of course, you can go into your grid sequencer. You can change the resolutions for stuff. You can have stuff free running. It's a really very, very powerful drum sequencer and very good as well. Really easy to use. Great stuff, actually. I really like it. Anyway, look, that's it. It was just basically a deep dive into the cool stuff you can do when you kind of get into this stuff. Right? If we go look, we've got we can do volume for this. What's this here? Not sure what that is. Oh no, sample. Yeah, we can change the length. Look, very cool. We can choose to apply filters. We've got reverb. We can apply choke groups, although, you know, for this. But this, now I've shortened this sample, I could apply some delay. And this delay will be related to how you've got this set up here, of course, as well. So, you know, your amount and what have you. So let's just... But it will only apply to... Well, actually, if we turn the amount down there and make sure our delay is turned up here for each individual sample, we've got delay on that already, look, but not on most of the other stuff. You can't change out samples, but you do get a huge range of drum kits that you can buy if you want to. Like, I've only bought a few, but there are tons of them. It's good fun. And like I said, at the end of the day, when you've finished, you can export the section mix as one complete thing. Well, we don't need to be exporting drums, all the project files, or export to Ableton Live, of course. So, or play with your MIDI keyboard. But I think it's really cool. I think it's got some really areas of interest. But you just got to remember, if you're changing scenes, make sure that anything that you change in any particular scene, you have record on. Whether you hold the control or you modulate it, record must be on. And remember, always turn record off. Anyway, brilliant. Top job, cool beans. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you. I might do some more actually on the different instruments as well, because they are really, really good. I like Groovebox. I think it's fun. It's not overly complicated. It's easy to use. But the automation stuff applies to everything, all the synths as well and things like that. So you can, I think I've got a couple, what's this, Ancient Messages. Yeah, I built this one up with it using the same kind of vibe. I'll start with this first scene here. Yeah, brilliant. I'll see you later. I'll just play through this. Ta-da. Oh, by the way, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and all that. You know, it really helps. Anyway, I applied a lot of the same techniques we've just watched, but to different instruments as well. So loads of automation and stuff. Here we go.